Death Valley has been jumping the last 2 weeks. Thanks to the electrifying play from players like Derek Hamilton, the Tigers have won their last 2 home games, knocking off Louisiana and Georgia Tech. The fine play of junior quarterback Willie Simmons has helped the Tigers find the end zone for head coach Tommy Bowden, who is smiling thanks to a rejuvenated Clemson Tiger defense. Today they face Ball State. It's next on CSS. Welcome into Memorial Stadium as the Clemson Tigers host the Ball State Cardinals. It is wet and a little damp, but the Orange Faithful are again on hand as Clemson wraps up a 3-game homestand. Hi again, everyone, and welcome into Clemson Tiger football on CSS along with Will Merritt. I'm Matt Hogue, and Will, this is one of those supposed to games. The Tigers heavily favored. They're supposed to win.
They really are. They're supposed to come out here and dominate today. Offensively, they should be able to put up a lot of points. Defensively, they should not allow Ball State to move the football.
The key for moving the football for Ball State is Marcus Merriweather, who they think is a Doak Walker candidate at running back.
Really, he's done a great job for the Cardinals this year. 10th in the nation in rushing, averaging over 130 yards a game. Right now, he's got over 2,600 yards in his career. For them to have any chance today, he's going to have a big game.
Well, for the Tigers, we heard about Derek Hamilton being a great receiver. Well, as you can see, he's turned into one heck of a running back as well. Great plays last week against Georgia Tech. He broke this one off for 77 yards to get the Tigers off and running in their ACC opener. He has really been playing well.
He really has, and I don't know what's more impressive about Derek, whether he's able to rush the football, catch the football, or be the #1 return man. Bottom line is 256 all-purpose yards last week. This week, if he has that again, it could get ugly.
The Tigers and Ball State, second meeting all time. After this, the Tigers get a couple of weeks to prepare for Florida State. So they look to take care of business today, and we've got the kickoff next on CSS. College football on CSS is brought to you by Shoney's. We can't wait to have you over. And by Liberty National Life, homegrown, hometown service for life insurance. A wet day at Clemson's Death Valley, but this will always brighten Clemson fans' face. The Tigers coming down the hill, the greatest thrill in college football. And the Tigers set to face Ball State of the Mid-American Conference. Welcome back into Memorial Stadium along with Will Merritt, Matt Hogue with you this afternoon. Head coach for Ball State, there you see Bill Lynch. He's done a fairly good job at Ball State after coming over from Butler. They've been very competitive in the Mid-American Conference. He has an all-time winning record as a head coach, bringing his team down from Muncie, Indiana. And Tommy Bowden, in his 4th year with the Tigers, he has directed the last 2 seasons the most prolific offenses in Clemson history, and no doubt there'll be yards and points on the board today. Tigers at 2. Score that game was actually very close. Tied at 10 going into the 4th quarter. The Tigers and their fans hope we don't see a repeat of that this afternoon. The temperature is very pleasant, but it is humid, and there is rain still in the area, and a lot of rain has fallen on Frank Howard Field throughout the morning hours. The Tiger fans, though, are never dampened by the wet weather. They stood through the rain last week in a big win over Georgia Tech, and they're ready to go again today. Back deep to receive for Ball State. Number 83. Sean Shimbra actually ready to receive. And Stephen Furr will kick off for the Tigers. Furr has been handling the kickoff duties the last couple of weeks. And we are underway from Death Valley. Ball State won the toss, and they'll have the ball first here as Shimbra hauls it in and then quickly is upended right around the 20-yard line. And a nice stop made by Nigel Vaughn for the Tigers to see him number 50. The Shoney's Ball State offense. Barry, Miller, Johnson, Barclay, and Hoffman up front. A very experienced offensive line. Marcus Merriweather, he's the one to watch in the white jerseys. Fullback Volk, Shimbra, Hahai, and Eckert are the receivers. And Talmadge Hill, a very experienced quarterback. He's a junior. 276 yards on the year, and as you see, he hasn't made any mistakes, but is one of their all-time leading passers. Ball State's first possession. We are underway from Death Valley. Hill wants to put it up on first down. He wants a deep ball, and it's in and out of the hands of Shimbra, the wide receiver, who had a step on Johnson. He almost hauled that one in. Take a look at the Clemson defense, which has been playing very well. Vaughn, Washington, Eason, and McNeil up front. They have been giving lots of quarterback pressure. Leak, Thomas, and Sampson, great linebackers. Leak and Thomas, the leading tacklers. And then the secondary, very experienced, Mance, Bodrick, Meekins, and you just saw Kevin Johnson on the coverage. So Ball State tries to go up top on first down and almost completes it. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 23. This time they will go with Merriweather, their accomplished tailback, and he'll have about 4 yards out to around the 26. So on the very first play, Ball State showing they are coming in to try and make a statement.
There's no doubt they have nothing to lose. They got to come in, try to go big on the Tigers early. If they get it, so be it. But now they go back to their workhorse, Marcus Merriweather. They can get him rolling. Ball State could really have their offense moving today.
There's Talmadge Hill. Ball State 1-1 on the year. They lost to Missouri in their opener. They defeated Indiana State last week. 3rd down and long. And Hill going down. Bryant McNeil with the sack. There's also a flag down.
Bryant McNeil doing a great job for the Tigers all year, thus far this year. Tell you what, he is one of those guys that's so athletic that people just can't block him. He either runs around you or can run over you, and that's what makes him dangerous.
And unfortunately, the flag, as you see, against the Tigers. Bryant McNeil did a great job last week against Nat Dorsey of Georgia Tech, their fine left tackle.
Yeah, he sure did. Had a sack last week, 2 tackles for loss last week. He was all over the field.
Clement Williams and his crew sorting out the call, so this may give Ball State new life. They had 3rd and 6. Officials still talk it over.
Ball State offensive line, though, Matt, very experienced. All 5 returning starters.
On an eligible receiver, defense, 10 yards. This is automatic. First down.
So that keeps the Ball State possession alive. They move the ball out to the 36-yard line. And a fresh set of downs for Talmadge Hill in the game. Mentioned Ball State defeated Indiana State last week, but had to come from behind. They won that game 23-21. And they lost at Missouri 41-6. Merriweather is the deep back. They play fake to him and swing it out to Shimbra. And he's got good yardage streaking down the near sideline. He'll have a first down and run out of bounds at the Clemson 45 by John Leak and Altroy Bodrick.
Pretty good play call right there by Coach Lynch to fake it to Merriweather, and then just a nice quick swing pass. And then right there make a great move on Kevin Johnson. He's a speedy guy. Look for them to get it in his hands as much as possible today.
Sean Simbry already has had the ball thrown to him a couple of times. First down. Ball State at the Tiger 45, game's opening possession. And again, the play fake. Hill has pretty good wheels. And he'll put his head down as Altroy Bodrick makes a nice stop at midfield. That'll be a loss of 5 yards. Good pursuit by the Tiger defense on a quarterback wheel that can get around well.
That's exactly right, and he's doing as much as he can right there. But you see, John Leak's going to leak up the middle, start to add the facial pressure, and then right here, big Donnell Washington, 6'7", over 300, nothing happening there. And then Altroy Bodrick, the guy that, as we talk about, had to sit out last year with an injury. Definitely a 5th-year guy that wants to come up and make a lot of plays, make a name for himself. Got a lot of past due time he's making up for.
2nd down 15. Ball State pushed back to midfield. This possession was kept alive by a Tiger penalty on 3rd down. The sprint out and the pass complete. Down to the Tiger 37-yard line, and a nice catch made by Ryan Hahai, the redshirt freshman.
Good job by Talmadge right there, rolling out with pressure on him to be able to put the ball really the only place that his receiver could catch it. He's got good pressure right there by Nick Eason, but he just places it nicely, and Haha's making a great play.
but it was not enough for the first down. It will be 3rd and 2. Ball State picked up 13 on the play. Merriweather, the single back. Tigers have 5 men on the front line. Merriweather gets the call, bowls his way forward, and he has the first down. He'll take it down to about the 33, so a gain of 4 moves the change. There is Marcus Merriweather. Great numbers on the year, and he's a big back, Will. This is not a guy that you can isolate when you tackle him.
Well, a lot of people compare him to Bernie Parmalee, who played at Ball State back in the day, and then, of course, NFL career with the Miami Dolphins, and that's what they remind him of. He's kind of a sleeper back, but he's a big, strong back that the Tigers are really going to have trouble with today.
So Ball State converts another 3rd down, and they're driving on the Tigers here early in the first quarter. Hill with time. Shimbra makes the catch. He'll have the first down inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line. So a gain of 17 on second big pass play to Ryan Shimbra.
Tell you what, early on, Talmadge Hill has done a great job of placing his passes. And you can see right there just perfect placement. It allows his receiver to catch it and then get extra yardage.
And so far, Ball State has really used Merriweather as a decoy. A lot of play fakes, a lot of boots. He's the single back here on first down. Tiger defense needs to stiffen. Merriweather gets the call straight through between the tackles. And he'll have decent yardage on first down, close to 5 yards. Eric Sampson and the gang come off the pile with the stop. And Rodney Thomas, yet another tackle. And boy, he and John Leake, there you see Thomas 41 in orange. Those two guys piling up tackle numbers, Will.
Really have. And you like to hear that your linebackers are making your plays and not your safeties and free safeties, because that means they're making plays 4 yards down the field, not 9 yards down the field.
Bill Lynch's team trying to strike first blood on the Tigers. 2nd down and 6. Hill throws another completion. This is high, but into the arms of Eric Meekins before he can reach the first down yardage. So Ball State will face another 3rd down, but he does move it to around the 7-yard line.
Really impressed with Talmadge thus far in this game, putting the ball exactly where he needs to, even though that ball was tipped. Had enough on it to get the completion. Now Ball State has a chance to really strike first blood.
Hill's been very efficient, but does not like this alignment on a key 3rd and 2 for the Cardinals, who would much prefer to have a touchdown than they would a field goal. So they will talk it over with 10:19 left in the first quarter. And I think a decent game plan by Bill Lynch. You know, everybody's keying on Merriweather, and coming out and using him as really a decoy. A lot of play fakes has worked well for them. We'll come back, see what the Cardinals draw up on 3rd and 2. You're watching CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. Opening drive of the game, and the Tiger fans want to see Ball State kept out of the end zone. They have a 3rd and 2 at the Clemson 8. Single back is Merriweather. They give it to him, and he'll have the first down. He bangs his way to about the 5-yard line. Bryant McNeil with the stop, but a 1st and goal for Ball State.
Even though they've used Marcus Merriweather sparingly, every time they've gone to him, he's either gotten a first down or good yardage for the Cardinals. Tell you what, now the Tigers really have to bow their necks back. 1st and goal on the 4.
Merriweather has had back-to-back 100-yard games and is moving up the charts in their all-time rushing list. Here's 1st down and goal from the 4. Merriweather will get the call. Not much this time. Great penetration on the right side of that line. John Leake with the stop. See him coming off the pile, and it'll be 2nd and goal. No gain for the Cardinals. Plano, Texas junior.
Yeah, talking to John Leake earlier this week, he just loves the way that the Tiger defense has forced turnovers. He said that's their #1 goal today, force as many turnovers as possible. And he's the man that can make it happen. There's no doubt about it.
They've made a serious turnaround in that category, now +3 in the turnover margin after last year being on the negative side. Hill on 2nd and goal. He swings it out to his tight end. Nowhere to go.
And guess who?
Yes, John Leake with a nice tackle. If he doesn't make it, the tight end may have been able to slip into the end zone.
See right there, another fake to Merriweather, and then Merriweather getting a good block on Donnell, but John Lee, no sir, denying him. Will not be getting in the end zone when that man's head up with you face to face.
So Talmadge Hill and his Ball State Cardinals have worked it all the way down inside the Clemson 5 on the game's opening possession, but now 3rd and goal from the 4. The quick set to the end zone, touchdown. Shimbra makes the catch, flags down, but this one may go against the Tigers.
That's going to be defensive holding on Kevin Johnson. You know, and Kevin Johnson's done a pretty good job thus far this year, but right there he was behind the 8 ball from the very get-go.
Here's the official call.
Pass interference, defense, penalty decline, touchdown.
Well, Sean Shimbra had 2 big catches during the drive to keep it alive, and now the biggest of all.
See right there, Kevin Johnson's all over him, and then does a pretty good job to keep his eyes on the football, even though he probably knew they were going to throw the flag.
So Ball State strikes first in this game. The point after is up, and it is good by Mike Langford. Talmadge Hill, a great job directing the Cardinals down the field, and they have stunned the Tigers on the first drive. Another look.
Just a quick 3-step drop, lobs it up. Shimbra right there, tucks it in for 6, and I tell you what, this right here, if this is for things to come throughout the ball game, could be a long day for the Tiger D as long as they continue to get good protection up front.
Ball State, not a whole lot of passing plays in that drive, Will, that required maximum protection. They kind of quick sets, throwing to the corners.
What you're going to have to do against a defense like Clemson's, though, you're going to have to keep throwing it quick, and it worked to perfection on that first drive.
A drive of 77 yards, 13 plays, 6:29 off the clock. Tigers have Justin Miller and Derek Hamilton back deep to return the kick, and they'll get the ball for the first time today. Phil Cunningham, the junior, will tee it up for Ball State.
And if you're Ball State right now, you and Coach Billy Lynch, I'm sure that you're saying, okay, guys, number 21 is a player. And Derek Hamilton back deep right now, the guy that made everything happen last week for the Tigers. I'm sure all the Ball State fans and the coaching staff are going to be holding their breath till he's down on the ground.
He had the 100-yarder last year against Maryland up in College Park. He stands behind Justin Miller as they try to disguise which one will fan out to the football. And a short kick will be handled by Hamilton at about the 3. Gets a nice block from Miller on the near side. And now reverses field. Still going across the 25 and out to about the 27. And that's the way we watch Derek Hamilton. He really puts the effort into the returns. The Clemson Tiger offense brought to you by Shoney's. Gary Bird, Cedric Johnson, Jermaine Chester, Walker, and William Henry at right tackle making his 2nd career start. Kelly still at tailback with Bernard Rambert on the shelf. And the fine receiving corps for the Tigers. And Willie Simmons directing the show. 242 career yards against Louisiana Tech 2 weeks ago, and very efficient numbers against Georgia Tech last week. The end around to Aries Curry on first down, and he's got some room to run near a first down out close to the 38. Here's the Ball State defense. Blair Kramer, Bernard, Slaughter, and Williams. Lorenzo Scott is their leading tackler, part of that linebacking core, and then Riley, Barrio, Owusu, and Avant in the secondary. There you see Scott, 47, their leading tackler on the year. Simmons from the gun. It was a first down for Curry, 10 yards on the play, and here's Yusef Kelly with some daylight. He takes it out to the 43, almost 5 on the play.
You know, going back to that first play, Aries Curry with the end around, you saw Derek Hamilton running that play last week. Curry is the speedster on the team, so I would imagine that this would be a good play for him to get the ball in his hands. Of course, you know, Willie Simmons can get the job done passing the ball to Aries as well, but try to utilizing his speed as much as possible.
2nd and 5 from the 44. They swing it out to Hamilton, and Lorenzo Scott's got him wrapped up. And they throw him back to the 41. So a loss of 3, and the Tigers forced with 3rd down. There is Lorenzo Scott for Ball State.
that quick hit, that quick pass, been very good for Willie as far as his completion percentage right there. Ball State linebacker, of course, sniffed it out in a hurry.
3 receivers. You got Hamilton and Robinson at the bottom of your screen. Now 2 more out to the top of the screen, Youngblood and Curry. 3rd down 7 from the gun. And Hamilton can't hang on out around midfield. So the Tiger drive stalls, and Ball State, I would have to say, Will, if you're sitting in the hotel last night, Bill Lynch and company draw it up, this is the absolute perfect start to this game for the Cardinals.
Well, one of 2 things that they've done, one being they have shut the Clemson offense down, and they've moved the football on the defense, but they've taken the crowd out of it. A very hostile crowd, very loud crowd, and they have completely taken them out right now.
Wincott, you see his numbers on the year. Standing back at his 23, almost has it blocked. Sean Shimbra will take at the 20, and then is double teamed and dropped at the 25. There's a timeout on the field. The Clemson Tigers down early to Ball State in a surprise here at Death Valley. Football action beginning at noon Eastern with the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Indiana Hoosiers. Then at 3:30, Chris Sims leads the Texas Longhorns against Tulane. That's all right here on CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. First down play for Ball State, and Merriweather crunches forward a couple of yards. Ball State leading 7-0 with 6:20 to play first quarter.
Yeah, and Coach Billy Lynch has to be very excited the way that his ball club's come ready to play thus far today. And there is no doubt they will not leave the Valley today without a fight.
Well, the last time they came to Clemson, they played them tough.
Sure did. 10-7 at half. Final score of only 24-10. And a day much like today.
2nd and 6 from the 29. Again, the play fake to Merriweather, and there's that man Shimbra who made the touchdown, and he's got some quick speed on the corner, Will. He takes it out to the 40, and that's a first down.
Really been a good play for him thus far. Actually, just Hill to Shimbra has been a nice 1-2 punch, and you can see the same play. Fake it to Merriweather, keep the defense frozen, swing it out to Shimbra, and he has got plenty of running room, and he seems to be a very, very strong, hard-running wide receiver.
A gain of 11, and Shimbra having a huge first quarter in the receiving totals. Merriweather, a deep drop at tailback. Hill again on the play fake. And that one is tipped and nearly intercepted by Eric Sampson. A little too much air under it by Talmadge Hill. And Sampson, who ended the Georgia Tech game with a big interception last week, nearly had another.
Sure did. And right there, the Tigers secondary is in good position. He floats the ball up a little bit, and you see it. Good break by Sampson to get a hand on it. Oh, and you sure would like somebody else closing in quickly to take that one back for 6.
So now a 2nd down and long, something Ball State really hasn't had much here in the first quarter on 2 drives. And they go to Merriweather, and the Tigers were ready for it. And a nice play in there by Brandon Jamison, number 46, getting some work on this series, and a gain of a yard maybe as they spotted on the 41.
Yeah, and Brandon Jamison wearing a knee brace out there today after last week of getting tied up in the bottom of a pile a couple of times. He can keep that wheel healthy. He can really help this Tiger defense.
3rd down 9 for Ball State. Tigers have 5 up on the line of scrimmage. Hill in the pocket, fires. Pass is complete, and it should be a first down just across midfield. The Ball State Cardinals had to get it into Tiger territory. As that one is fired complete by Talmadge Hill, who's really having a great first half. He's nearing 100 yards in passing already.
Talmadge Hill doing a great job of staying in the pocket. And there, that offensive line, as I touched on earlier, all 5 starters returning. They've got some veteran guys up there that know how to protect.
Yeah, they clearly are playing very cohesively for Ball State that leads 7-0. First down from midfield. And this play is blown dead. False start perhaps against the Cardinals. As Fleming Williams and his crew will sort it out. Well, Will, as a player, obviously, you don't want to look past Ball State.
Right to the snap, delay of game, correction, false start, offense, 5 yards, First down.
And there's the call against Ball State, penalizing them 5 yards. But Tommy Bowden's team, the coaches preach about it. You don't want to look past this team, but it's got to be very difficult to do, especially when you consider what's looming 2 weeks away.
Sure, when you know it 10 days from now, you're going to be going down to Tallahassee to play the Seminoles. Hey, but I'm telling you right now, they got business to take care of at hand.
1st and 15 now for the Cardinals. Again, a little play fake work. They swing it out to Larry Bostic, and he has some yardage across the Clemson 45. He gets the penalty yardage and more back.
I'll tell you what, Matt, if you could pinpoint one play that has hurt the Tigers in the first half, in this first quarter, it's this one right here.
Yes.
The fake, the swing pass to your wide receiver, and just give him the ball quick and let him get upfield. That play right there has hurt the Tigers for the 4th time now today.
And they gain 10 yards there and have 2nd and 5. Rodney Thomas and crew need to get cracking here on the defensive side and slow down this Ball State Cardinal team. They changed tailbacks this time, and close to a 1st down on the carry is Scott Blair. They back up to Marcus Merriweather. He'll be about a yard shy at the Clemson 41. There's Blair.
You notice that Coach Lynch and that offensive staff have not tried to go outside the tackles. They have been right between the tackles and used their power game to try to get their yardage. They realize that Clemson has great defensive team speed, and so don't try to outrun them. Just try to go right at them, and they've been very successful thus far.
A wing right for the Cardinals on 3rd and 2. Big play for the Clemson defense. Here's Merriweather, and he just busts it through. Ball loose. And did the Tigers get to it? They did. Rodney Thomas gobbles up the fumble by Marcus Merriweather, and hopefully for the Tiger faithful, that will be a big momentum changer.
Well, they needed something, Matt. They had to have something because Ball State's been very methodical, just inching the ball down. You can see right here, big time hit by Khalid Vaughn pops the ball loose, and Rodney Thomas coming up with his 2nd fumble recovery in 2 weeks.
So the Tigers will get it on offense when we return. After recovering the Ball State fumble, and Yusef Kelly, as he's done the last 2 weeks in a starting role, really powering forward for tough yardage, and he's got about 7 out to the Tiger 46-yard line. If you want to keep up with what's going to be on CSS each day, then the place for you to go is the CSS website at www.css-sports.com. You'll find our weekly schedule as well as other information about the network. It's your source for sports in the Southeast. A flag down on 2nd and 2, and the carry goes to Yusef Kelly, and it's close to a 1st down as well. We'll wait for the call. Offsides, and that should do it for the Tigers. That'll move it forward for a new set of downs if they take the penalty.
Yeah, well, Clemson needs to get something rolling right now. You know, already this year they have gotten 8 first downs off of penalty yardage, and it's just like Ball State got a 1st down on penalty yardage on their first drive to get the go-ahead touchdown. You really don't care how you keep the drive going.
Defense, 5 yards because of the yardage gain from the penalty. 1st down.
As long as you keep that drive going, and you keep your offense on the field, right now they need to give that D a rest.
And the penalty gave Ball State new life on its 1st drive. Tigers with a 1st down. Willie Simmons directing his receivers at the Ball State 49. Cardinals rush 4. Hamilton on the slant has the 1st down inside the 40 to around the 38-yard line. A tough catch in traffic for Derek Hamilton, the more conventional way to use Derek Hamilton, I suppose.
Tell you what, they've used him every single way. Right here, all you see is that Willie take a quick set, fires it, great pass right in the breadbasket. Derek Hamilton cutting across the middle. That's where you want to see Derek Hamilton. Get him in the open field and get him the football.
A gain of 11. A combination, a good one for the Tigers. Simmons and Hamilton from the gun. The 1st down play, they swing it out to Hamilton. Gets the yards after the catch, carries the pile, flag down as well, and he's close to another 1st down. In fact, I think he has it.
That flag was thrown kind of from behind, looking at the offensive line as they were moving to the football, and I believe it's going to be a clip, and it is.
So that will nullify the nice play to Hamilton. A lot of flags early here by Fleming Williams and his crew.
Sure has. Nick Black checking in at the left guard. Big said Johnson coming out right now. Nick Black done a great job for Coach Ron West and Justin Watts, who is now the offensive line GA after
offense, 15 yards, replay, first down.
After a great career here playing wide receiver, Justin Watts now working with the offensive line. And so he's telling the guys, hey, when you get it in those receivers' hands, let them work. You just stay behind. You're not going to catch up with them.
Now, those two guys, Coach West and Coach Watts, deserve a lot of credit. They've had to work with this offensive line that's really been racked with injuries. Derek Brantley down for the year. Cedric Johnson's had his injury problems as well. 1st and 19 now, and that one zips past Hamilton, who was just turning out of his break. And the Tigers go to 2nd down. After that penalty, that moved the ball all the way back to the Ball State 47.
Talking about really taking the momentum away from your ball club. Willie Simmons making a great pass to Derek Hamilton. Derek Hamilton getting enough for another first down, and now you're faced with 2nd and forever when you should be down around the goal line.
4 receivers again. Ben Hall came out of the game, the tight end. Kelly is the back. Willie flushed out. On the move, near side, room to run, 40, 35, close to the first down, about 4 yards shy, but a good job to get some of that yardage back. And the Tigers now with a chance to convert a reasonably short 3rd down.
Good job by the offensive line right here, giving him a pocket, but as the pocket collapses deep, Willie sees good field vision to be able to get down and pick up all that yardage back. That's one thing that people forget that Willie has, and that's 2 very quick feet.
Yeah, you don't see it often, but he can run as well as any quarterback in the nation. 3rd down, 4. The blitz coming from Ball State. Kelly gets it, and right up the middle he goes. 1st down and more. 10, 5, pushed out of bounds, flag down though. And it may come back. He takes it to the 5-yard line.
Looks like we might have a holding, Matt, but looks like a couple of really nice blocks by the offensive line up there.
And there you see the initial signal. Boy, this crew really flag happy in this 1st quarter as the raindrops start to come down a little harder at Death Valley. Everyone's scurrying for the ponchos. And let's see if
Holding, offense, 10 yards, replay, 3rd down.
See William Henry right there locking up. I'll tell you what, Matt, looked like he just got on him and pounded him to the ground.
And that was Scott, their top linebacker, as well.
I didn't see much jersey grabbing or outside the framework of the body. Looked like pretty good technique to me, but if the referee thinks that you're outside the framework or if you're holding him up, he's going to throw the flag on you. But it looks like William Henry did a good job right there, just getting a hat on the hat and driving him to the turf.
And the only thing that may have hurt William is he was out in so much space.
Very visible.
1st quarter is still active, and we already have 5 penalties whistled between the two. So now 3rd and 8. And Kelly's got that first down. Lost the football as he ran into the official, and Ball State recovers it and returns it out to the 40-yard line. Quentin Manley, the cornerback, returns the fumble. But the Tiger fans extremely upset, and well, they should be. The official got right in Yusef Kelly's way, and it really foiled everything.
Tell you what, William Henry coming back with a big-time block right there, and then Yusef Kelly chalked that one up for the referees. They've got them 1 called turnover today.
So both teams now with a fumble. And then you see Manley went past Kelly and the official and picked the ball up. Wow.
Tough break for the Tigers. Yusef running hard, and the officials causing the fumble, causing the turnover.
Ball State has it at the 40, and they go to Merriweather. He is hit hard, no gain. Great pursuit from behind as John Leak got in to make the play. Another tackle for him, leading the Tigers on the year now, up over 40 tackles on the year. And that'll be the final play of the 1st quarter as Death Valley gets a little soggier here. Ball State with the surprising early lead after scoring on their first possession. We'll be back with the 2nd quarter on CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. Start of the second quarter here at Death Valley, along with Will Merritt, Matt Hogue. We welcome you back, Tiger fans, for the second straight week getting soaked.
I'm not sure their ponchos have dried out enough from last week, and they had to break them back out again this week.
It's been a poncho salesman's dream the last 2 weeks. Tigers finishing a third straight home game today, 3-game homestand. See, Ball State has controlled the football to this point, and they have the lead. They work 2nd and 10 from the 40. And this one is out of the reach of Bostic on the near corner.
Tell you what, that play right there, Khalid Vaughn, number 56, coming off the right tackle, knocking one block down, fighting another block, getting a hand in the face of Hill, doing a really fantastic job of rushing the passer. I know that Rodney Allison is really proud of the way his defensive ends are playing right now.
There was a lot of talk coming into this game that the Mid-American Conference was already 2-1 against the ACC. So to some, they're not surprised to see Ball State playing this well early, but the Tigers haven't hit full gear yet. They flare it out, and the pass is complete, but quickly stopped at the 41-yard line. Tigers really ganging up.
That's good pursuit right there. One of the big defensive slogans is 11 hats to the ball. And right there, I believe they had 9 out of 11 on him. They weren't letting him go anywhere. Tiger defense really for the first time today making a big-time stand outside of the turnover.
And they've made an adjustment on that flat pass as well. Not any extra yardage for Ridgeway after he made the catch. Hamilton back to receive. Reggie Hodges punt. Hodges standing at his 30. And the line drive, and Hamilton's got it at the 20, cuts to his right, and goes down at about the 26. Ball State with the lead over Clemson, 7-0. Tiger offense coming up after the break. For all the latest news and rumors from the college football world, tune in to Talking Sports with Danny Sheridan every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Danny and his guest host, Mike Gottfried, are guaranteed to keep you entertained every Sunday for 1 full hour right here on CSS. It's your source for sports in the Southeast. Ty Hill on this series of downs, and a quick hitter gets it out to the 34. So the Tigers reach to their depth chart a little bit, and Ty Hill, redshirt freshman out of St. George, gets a carry and a nice first down run.
Yeah, Ty Hill, you know, only 5'10", 175 pounds, but fast as lightning. And, you know, the coaching staff really wants to try to get him involved as much as possible and just see if he can outrun some of those Ball State defenders.
2nd down and 2. Just inside the 35. Again, they go to Hill, but a nice stop is made by Ball State.
Yeah,
99. Graymeyer coming in to make the tackle.
Nick Graymeyer doing a really good job right here, fighting defenders, Nick Black trying to wash him down the line, doing what you're told to do, just continue to wash the defender, but washes him right into Ty Hill.
Loss of 1. See Ball State winning the total yardage game right now.
Ball State winning just about every category right now.
They are. Early second quarter, 3rd and 3 here. Fired out the Youngblood, got the first down and more. Out across the 45. Ball State playing very soft on the corners, and Youngblood will pick up 11. Manley with the stop. First catch of the day for Kevin Youngblood.
Kevin Youngblood averaging about 6.7 yards a carry. He's very sure-handed. They like to do those. Coach Rick Stockstill loves to get him just a 5-step, 7-step quick out, get him the football. He's a big, strong receiver, and let him run with the ball.
Leading the team with 21 catches now. 1st and 10 from outside the 45. Ty Hill straight forward. And he takes it out to about the 48. He'll get a couple of yards. Paul Strabavi makes the stop.
Really impressed with Ty Hill when we were practicing for the bowl game last year, when a lot of the younger guys were getting some work. Ty Hill really showed that he had an eagerness to play football. Obviously, that's spilled over into this season.
Still in there, standing beside Willie Simmons on 2nd and 7. 4-man rush for Ball State, and that one slips through the hands of Ty Hill, and he had some room to run and just simply looked up the field too quickly.
You get out there in open space, and that ball comes to you, and you know that you got plenty of room to run. You want to get up there and start trying to juke and jive as quick as possible.
Willie Simmons' numbers on the day. Willie's pass efficiency rating is not one of the highest in the ACC, but it's kind of deceiving because his yards per pass have not been extremely high. That's one of the factors in that efficiency formula, but in practical purposes, he's been very efficient. 3rd down 7. Here's a deep ball for McKelvey. He's got it out of bounds at the 1. Well, that'll help the yards per pass statistic. The Moncks Corner native reels it in double coverage.
Go ahead and change those stats real quick. See right here, nice little shoulder pump. Then going up time, he's got all kinds of time. Offensive line doing a fantastic job. And big target, J.J. McKelvey hauling it in. Good job from a guy that played linebacker just 2 years ago. Saw that he was a big-time target, good hands. What better thing to do than put him on the offensive side of the football?
1st and goal from the 1. Kelly the I-back. Flag down. Kelly driving. He's into the end zone. He scores. Let's wait for the flag, though. Another one has been thrown. These guys must be working on a quota today.
Offside, defense.
That one we can accept, though. The Kelly touchdown stands, and the Tigers, with the extra point, can tie this one up.
See big Nick Black right there pulling. Just keeps his feet moving, drives 2 guys to the ground. Then Yusef Kelly, he will not be denied by 1 defender. I can promise you that. Good play call right there by Brad Scott to get the Tigers on the board. Aaron Hunt now trying to tie this ball game up.
Kelly's 5th touchdown of the year already, his 8th in the career. And Aaron Hunt bangs through the point after. 11:41, 2nd quarter. And we are tied at 7. The strong arm of Willie Simmons and Moncks Corner's finest, J.J. McKelvey, setting up the Tigers. We'll be back on CSS. Clemson's Memorial Stadium, Death Valley, in full roar right now after the Tigers put a touchdown on the board along with Will Merritt. I'm Matt Hogue. 11:41 left in the 2nd quarter. Ball State and Clemson tied at 7. Took a while for these fans and the Tigers to wake up, but now after a big pass play to that man, J.J. McKelvey, down to the 1-yard line, set up a 1-yard plunge by Yusef Kelly. The Low Country boys taking care of business for the Tigers.
Sure is. 7 catches, averaging a little over 11.5, right at 11.5 yards a catch. That's going to help. That 8th catch going for a long way down for the Tigers, and exactly what the Clemson offense needed.
See Shimbra back to receive for Ball State. He scored their touchdown, and Stephen Furr will kick off. That was also Willie Simmons' longest pass of the season, 51 yards, the completion to McKelvey. Shimbra, 18 yards per kickoff return. Standing back for Ball State. And the rain coming down steadily again. Shimbra will take this one at the goal line, stays in bounds, and then is wrapped up with a flag down at the 15-yard line.
You can see right there exactly why the kickoff team for the Tigers are not only allowing just shy of 19 yards a carry. They kick it down to the goal line, and they do not allow teams to get up around the 20. So you really want to keep them in play, because that kickoff coverage team doing a fantastic job. Rodney Allison in charge of all those special teams.
After this, 1st down.
So Ball State will be backed up. There's the Clemson drive, 73 yards. Kelly the 1-yard run. But of course the big play was the 3rd down conversion of 51 yards to J.J. McKelvey down to the 1-yard line. And now a chance, Will, for this defense to really feast a little bit with the ball backed up to the 8.
Sure can. They can just pin their ears back and go wide open. Got them back down here on the goal line.
And the rain falling very steady right now. They hand away to the tailback, and not much there for Merriweather.
Well, you got to think that's the smartest move that, Rick Spisak, the offensive coordinator for Ball State, obviously the best move that he can make is to get the ball into Merriweather's hands. He is your most proven guy on offense. Try to just get you a little bit of breathing room. Got him back down, around the 9-yard line, 8 or 9 yard line, just trying to get a little bit of space to work with.
Second down 10, no gain on that play. Merriweather will get the call again, and he'll get a yard at best as the Tigers knock him down. Eric Coleman in there on this series, and DeJuan Polk. Tigers really working the depth on that defensive line.
And one thing about DeJuan Polk that Silan Smith, the defensive line coach, always says is that he's not your biggest, he's not your fastest, but he's always drawing a double team. He always makes two people block him, and what that does is it allows your defensive linebackers to be able to go all over the field. So DeJuan Polk doing a great job shedding blockers and still making the play.
And play is halted for the moment. Timeout for Ball State. Talmadge Hill burns his second timeout. So one remaining for the Cardinals at 10:17 left in the first half. So after a slow start, Ball State driving the field against the Tigers and scoring to take a 7-0 lead. I think finally the Tigers are ready to go, Will, and starting to turn this game around from a momentum standpoint.
They really are. The defense is starting to step up like they have in the first 3 ball games of the season. The offense is starting to get a little more continuity about them, really starting to sustain some drives, get a little momentum. Of course, you know, the one big thing right now, Matt, is the defense has been on field the whole time.
Yes.
Offense has been out there, turned the ball over, been out there, punted. Now they've been out there, but score in 2 minutes and 19 seconds. This defense has not gotten any rest. Probably why you see a lot of these younger guys having to be plugged in so early.
You see the timeout situation. Tommy Bowden this week really having to shield his team a little bit from all the talk. Everyone looking past Ball State. Hey, the media and fans are more guilty of it, maybe even more so than the players. That's all they are ever asked about. And having to get his team focused for this game before the off week next week, and then of course the game on October 3rd down in Tallahassee. But an early touchdown by an underdog has a way of sobering you, and I think that's what's happened now to the Tigers, who bear down on 3rd and 9. And nowhere to go for Merriweather.
You can feel the electricity right now in Death Valley starting to brew. Everybody's getting up, getting loud, getting proud. The Tiger defense is really starting to show out. You can see why everybody's writing and talking about them. You can see Mo Fountain, Altroy Bodrick, John Lee. There's not going to be a tackle made that he's not going to be there. 45 is going to be around, and Eric Coleman right there getting the guys pumped up. Defense doing its job.
Something about Leak and Fountain making the tackle at the same time.
Yeah. An oxymoron.
Yeah. 4th and 7. Here's the punt. And a good one by Hodges from a very tough spot around the goal line. Here's Hamilton reversing field, as he does so often. Still on his feet. Look at this guy go.
Unbelievable, Matt. This kid is unbelievable, I'm telling you. He just won't go down.
Finally upended at the Ball State 33. It was a punt of 39 yards.
Look at this. They've got him pinned up. They run into the sidelines. He stops, reverses field. Guys still continuing to pursue the block, and then he pussed up. He just will not be denied. Just, you got to love the way this kid is playing. You got to love the way D-Ham's playing. He is playing so big for the Tigers in the first couple games of the season, and getting a well-needed rest over there on the sidelines.
And now Ball State has burned its last time out of the first half with 9:19 remaining. So the Tigers have it in excellent field position after the return by Hamilton at the 33, and Bill Lynch very upset. He is just beside himself. How in the world did our coverage team let Derek Hamilton slip through? But he's not the first guy to say that.
He is not the first coach that has started scratching his head on that opposing sideline, thinking, how does 21 keep slipping through us? He just keeps fighting, keeps plugging along. But Derek Hamilton very well could be the best return man in the nation thus far in the season. It is simply amazing to watch him when he returns. Kickoff returns, he's averaging over 20 yards. Punt returns, he's averaging right around 13 yards. But really, I'm telling you, those 13 and 21 yards are well earned.
He is certainly a difference maker. The Dylan Dash, redshirt sophomore out of Dillon, South Carolina. And Out of the timeout, Ball State probably as much as anything. They may have had too many men on the field, but trying to stem the tide. The Tigers have come back to tie the game and are in business. And Simmons will work from the shotgun. Robinson on the slip screen. He's got some room. First down to the 22.
You see right there, Derek Hamilton being used as a decoy. I'm sure that the defensive coordinator for Ball State, Bob Bartolomeo, was just thinking, oh, we've got to shut this guy down. So they use him as a decoy. Brad Scott throws a slip screen to Jackie Robinson. Great blocking by the offensive line to get out there and get him some room to get down the field.
Simmons and the gang, a first down just inside the Cardinal 22. Four-man rush for Ball State. Fling it out to Robinson as he is quickly met and stopped by Jesse Avant on the near side, but forward progress will get him about 5 yards.
One thing that Rick Stotsell says he loves about Jackie Robinson is not only is he very sure-handed, but he is a great blocker. Put him on the wide side of the field and just let him block for the running backs because he sustains blocks all the way downfield.
Second down 6 for the Tigers, who are bidding to take the lead here midway second quarter after Ball State scored on its opening drive. The handoff will go to Kelly. Reverses his field. Tries to get out of the grasp of Lorenzo Scott, but he's brought down very close to a first down.
Yusef Kelly already this year coming into the ball game, 50 carries and averaging 4.2 yards a carry. You can see why. One guy hits him in the backfield, he won't go down. And you just see how he just keeps those feet moving and always gets the forward progress. Always going to take the second or third guy to bring him down.
Was a little shy, only 5 yards, so third and less than a yard for the Tigers. Power set. Kelly has the first down, bangs his way to the 11-yard line, and a fresh set. Move the sticks for the Tigers.
You know, one thing that Clemson fans really have to be proud of, Matt, is the fact that this is not the starting running back.
No.
Or the starting fullback. Cliff Harrell in there at fullback, but Chad Jasmine, Bernard Rambert have not played in a couple of weeks. Be refreshing to have these two guys getting all this work. Really adds some depth for Burton Burns in the running back situation.
When those other guys get back, they'll be chomping at the bit. Kelly again takes on a couple tackles and bangs his way down to the 8. The amazing thing about Yusef Kelly, Will, is, you know, other than maybe once or twice, he just really hasn't been able to break free. You'd like to see the young man actually see some daylight and run free for a while, but he has really been a tough runner. Most of his yards in the 3 or 4 per carry range.
See Big Sid Johnson getting a huge block there on the pull. And then Yusef Kelly making 3 men bring him down.
Second and 8. Tigers can get a first down here just inside the 1. Kelly on the inside handoff, a couple of yards. Maybe the 6-yard line. So the Tigers will have third down.
Been a pretty productive play for Tommy Bowden and Brad Scott thus far in the game, pulling the backside tackle and letting him lead the way. It's kind of a delayed zone play, Matt. It's really worked well here in the first half.
Third down 6 from the Ball State 7-yard line. Play clock down to 2. Simmons gets it off, fires, incomplete, and Robinson's hit hard by Avant in the end zone after the incompletion. And Simmons may have had to hurry that play there, so that'll force the Tiger field goal unit to come on.
He rifled it in there. A little bit behind Jackie Robinson. Wasn't able to turn around and get a hand on it quick enough. But as Jackie Robinson was hit hard in the ribs.
So it will be a 24-yard attempt for Aaron Hunt, who has been excellent so far this season. The kick up. He knocks it through, basically an extra point for Aaron Hunt. And it gives Clemson the lead here with 6:01 left in the second quarter. Back to Death Valley after this. Clemson in front for the first time today. 6:01 left in the first half. The 24-yard field goal by Aaron Hunt, giving the Tigers a 10-7 lead. We mentioned that the Mid-American Conference had a couple of wins already over the ACC. Northern Illinois defeated Wake Forest, and Miami of Ohio knocked off North Carolina and Chapel Hill. Youngsters enjoying themselves today in rainy Death Valley. This is Shimbra taking the kickoff at the 8. And another flag is down as bodies fly around the 22. Short return for Shimbra.
This game might have been over right by now if it hadn't been for all the penalties.
Willie Simmons directing his team down the field once again, this time settling for a field goal. It was a short field. They started at the Ball State 33 after the great punt return by Derek Hamilton, but could not find the end zone. Ball State guilty of another illegal block.
17, 10 yards, first down.
So again, the Cardinals will start deep in their territory. They scored on the game's first possession, driving 77 yards. But their last couple of possessions really will, when they were driving on that second possession and had a first down on third down but fumbled, that has just changed this entire game.
It really did.
They work from the 13. All kinds of pressure. Hill running away from it. Vaughn chasing, and he has to throw it away. Boy, Khalid Vaughn with him step for step.
Shows you just how fast Khalid Vaughn is right there. As Talmadge Hill is running as hard as he can. See right here that all kind of Tigers getting through, and then you see Khalid Vaughn closing in on him the whole time. Shows you really how athletic he is.
Graduate student out of Atlanta. Tigers with several graduate students. Of course, a tremendous academic performance by this group. Willie Simmons, one of them. Second down, 10. Merriweather, the deep back. And he will get the call, and he has some room here as he carries a couple of tacklers out close to a first down around the 23. Kelvin Morris made the stop, and Eric Meekins assisted, but Merriweather showing you when he gets in space, he's a tough guy.
That's exactly what we talked about earlier, Matt. You can see right here how he just busts up through the middle. He's a lot like Yusef Kelly's, that Eric Meekins got a hold of his jersey right there, but that's not going to bring Marcus Merriweather down.
Good to see Kelvin Morris back in there active. As you see Merriweather's numbers on the day, a little over 2 yards a carry. Kelvin Morris has been banged up seemingly in every game the Tigers have played, and he just keeps coming back better and stronger. They do give it a first down, and this play is called dead. Perhaps a quick start for the Cardinals.
Looks like they had some movement up there on the offensive line.
Right to the snap, false start, offense, 5 yards, first down.
They'll need a lot of detergent for those flags when they wash them after the game today.
It sure has been unbelievable how many flags have been thrown today. As Matt, you just saw David Dunham taking it into the locker room right there. Try to get a prognosis on him.
Merriweather busted outside and carries a tackler out over the 30. Eric Meekins again trying to grab him by the arm, but Merriweather pulls off a big chunk of yardage, getting the penalty yardage back and then some.
Marcus Merriweather talking to Coach Lynch this week. I asked him what will be the one big key of y'all being able to come in and spoil this day in Death Valley. He said 44. If he can get him rolling, it could be a long day for the Tiger defense.
10th in the nation last year at almost 125 yards a game, 2nd and 2. Number 44 gets the call again, and he dives forward for the first down. He's close to the 35-yard line, but the sticks will move for Ball State with 4 minutes to play in the first half.
You can see right now why he is quickly approaching 3,000 yards rushing.
3,000 is a great career for anybody in 1A. That's good yardage.
It sure is.
Bill Lynch kneeling down on the far sideline, a first down for the Cardinals out at the 34. They run the screen to Merriweather. Jamison comes up and makes the play. What great speed by the Columbian native, Lower Richland High School, Brandon Jamison.
You see right here, it's a design screen play. The offensive line let the guys go through. Coleman getting a good pressure, and then Jamison doing a great job to elude this cut block. And Brandon Jamison, great surprise how that guy can transfer in and make an immediate impact for this last year what was an ailing defense. This year the strongest point of the team.
Ranked in the top 20 in rushing and total defense are the Tigers. This pass is caught by Shimbra as Brian Mance upended him near a first down at the 44. Boy, Sean Shimbra has had a big day, a touchdown catch, and now hauls in 11-yard catch for a first down.
So right here, Talmadge Hill set, release, and then Shimbra just goes up. Great concentration. Brian Mance coming over. Could have had a kill shot on him. But the Ball State Cardinals are just moving the ball down the field very methodically.
The Indianapolis senior kind of reminds you of Tim DeWhite from Iowa and playing in the NFL now. Another first down for Ball State. Play fake this time. The ball comes loose. Who's going to get it? Troy Bodrick is there. He falls toward it. They scramble back at the 21, and I think the Tigers recovered it. They do. Boy, a huge mistake for the Cardinals. There is a wet football today, and that one just flat fell out of the hands of Talmadge Hill, and now Troy Bodrick has the fumble recovery, the second fumble loss by the Cardinals.
See right here, Talmadge with a good play fake, and then he's setting up, but look at John Leake just barreling down on him. And then after, see right here, after it slips out of his hands, then it's a foot race. Then it's a foot race of who's going to get to the ball first. And Troy Bodrick gets down there and gets on top of it. I'm sure they would like to scoop and score.
He told Nick Eason, get out of the way. This is mine.
He wanted to take that one to the house.
So with 2:23, plenty of time in the first half for the Tigers to really drive a stake into the Cardinals. This would kill their confidence after they were moving the football. Hand off to Kelly, carrying the pile across the 20 down to the 17.
Yusef Kelly was hit at the line of scrimmage, and the entire pile just moved 4 yards down the field.
Well, Kelly's got to feel like in his sleep at night he's being hit.
Yeah.
He takes a lot of shots.
Runs up the back of those big hogs up front. That doesn't feel good or smell good, and then he's got to take it on down the field.
Especially the second part, right?
Yeah.
Well, again, here's a situation where the Tigers were at the line of scrimmage and ready to go, and Ball State did not have its defense set, which is the point in the hurry-up offense. And the officials basically give Ball State a break, and now the Tigers have to call a timeout.
George, timeout. Just ask.
And as you heard Fleming Williams say, the first one of the half for the Tigers with 1:50 left. And I think the key here, Will, is last time you settled for a field goal. I think the Tigers want to make sure that they put 7 on the board here. That makes it 2 scores going into halftime after a big mistake.
That's right. And I'm sure that Coach Lynch is wondering, just praying that they can hold them to a field goal. And Coach Bowden, I'm sure, is saying, guys, you've got to be hungry for that end zone right now. I know as a player, you as an offensive lineman, all you say is just let's run the rock, run the football, let your big back run behind you. I'm sure Coach Bowden's talking it over right now saying, hey, do we keep letting these guys pound it, or are we going to try to go to the air to our receiving core, which is proven, very proven receiving core. But I'm telling you, Gary Bird, Cedric Johnson, Nick Black, Greg Walker, those guys up front, Jermaine Chester, if I know them as well as I do, they want to run the football.
The Tigers will have 2nd and 7 here. And 4 receivers in the game, including Tony Elliott. You see him there in the slide at the bottom of your screen, who had the big day last week against Georgia Tech. As Willie checks off at the line of scrimmage. Over the middle, and it's complete, and he goes to that man, Tony Elliott. He had 85 yards last week in his first career touchdown, and he gets a first down here for the Tigers. Just what he was in there to do.
That's exactly right. Tony comes in for a play, makes a big catch, moves the chains. Now the Tigers have it 1st and goal. They can pound it out, take it on into the end zone, hopefully try to get a big score and a big and get Mo on their side going into the halftime.
J.J. McKelvey hustling off. Ben Hall, the tight end, is in now at the top of the formation. First and goal. Here's the reverse. Hamilton has the corner. Touchdown, Clemson Tigers. Derek Hamilton struck last week, and he strikes here. And just what the Tigers wanted, to pound a touchdown in, and they lead it 16-7.
I love this play call right here by Brad Scott and the offensive staff. The reverse to Derek Hamilton, and you got to think when he's inside that close, and you can see the blockers, Gary Bird, Cedric Johnson, all down there. They just want to get on TV. That's the only reason they're hustling.
Yeah, it was a nice flip by Cedric.
Yeah. Coach West calls him the dancing bear.
You know, he did kind of look like one. Aaron Hunt ready to tack on point number 17. As the Tigers have taken advantage of Ball State miscues in this first half. 2 fumbles. They have cashed in 14 points off the fumbles. 17-7 now.
Yusef Kelly taking it over to the right. Complete fake plate by the offensive line. Derek Hamilton, you got to think, Matt, right there, when he's inside the 10, he's probably not going to be denied of a touchdown.
No, and Hamilton's a guy that is not afraid to stick his helmet in there either. He will apply a hit as much as take one, and he ran over Quentin Manley crossing the goal line, and the Tigers have the 17-7 lead, starting to take control. A good look there at the Dillon native. And more all-purpose yards. He had all those rushing yards last week, and he tacks on a few more. There you see the scoring drive after Altroy Bodrick recovered the Talmadge Hill fumble. In fact, Hamilton's rushing average is larger than his receiving average coming in. I don't think anybody expected that this season.
I don't think anybody could have predicted that either, Matt. But hey, as long as he's getting it done,
That's right.
You can either hand it off to him or throw it to him or kick it to him. That kid is getting it done.
So a key score for Clemson with only 1:20 left in the half. Trying to submerge the will of the Ball State Cardinals, a heavy underdog here, who scored first in this game. And Stephen Furr set to kick off. The Tigers will get the ball first to start the second half as well as you look ahead. They have really taken control of this contest. Shimbra this time will backpedal and take a knee in the end zone. Ball State will have it again with 80 seconds to work with. Talmadge Hill and the gang, who have moved the ball very well, Will, they've just killed themselves with mistakes.
Really have. They've turned the ball over a couple times. Probably a lot to do with that Tiger defense. As we talked earlier, John Leake said the #1 thing we want to do is make them cough the ball up, and they've done it today. You know, I think this Tiger defense, Coach Lovett just had to get woken up. Cardinals took it right down the field very methodically on them early in the game, and now they've seemed to come out with a vengeance.
So the Cardinals work from the 20. Another dose of, starting to say Merriweather, but they cross it up this time. As Charles Wynn gets a touch late in the first half, they'll give Merriweather a little rest. And the clock moves to a minute.
Pretty solid running game thus far by Rick Spisak and the Cardinal staff. Doing a good job of the ground game. 2nd and 1 as Wynn gained 9. They'll give him another touch, and he'll be close, and the second effort will get him the first down, close to the 32. And you know, Matt, if you look across the board for the Ball State offense, from tackle to tackle, it's 300 pounds, 325, 275, 295, 285. Some big, strong guys up there up front for Ball State. You can see their average is up around 300 pounds. Here, what defense in the nation, they're going to have a tough time moving those guys around.
Figure they would be one of the stronger teams this year in the Mid-American Conference. Keep in mind, though, that league also has Marshall and Central Florida, who put a lot of points on the board last night. Again, they go to Charles Wynn, and he just dives up the middle, and Ball State content to take a 17-7 game into halftime as the final 10 seconds tick away. So the Cardinals and Talmadge Hill woke the Clemson fans up early with a long touchdown drive on the game's first possession, but the Tigers then awakened and cashed in a couple of Cardinal turnovers. The defense heated up, and into the locker room, Clemson takes a 17-7 lead here at Death Valley. You're watching CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. Valley, Clemson leading the Ball State Cardinals 17-7 as they scored a touchdown late in that first half to take control of the first half. Along with Will Merritt, Matt Hogan, we welcome you back into Death Valley. And Will, in that first half, the Ball State Cardinals really came out and asserted themselves, but fortunately the Tigers created some turnovers, took control.
Sure did, Matt. They had it rolling in the first half. Coach Lynch had to be proud of the way his team came out and really were very assertive and methodical with the football, but the Tiger defense showing why they're the hype right now, causing a couple turnovers and getting the Tiger offense good field position, able to put this thing up by 10.
Touchdown by Derek Hamilton late in the first half after a fumble. Ball State, though, got it started. There you see the nice touchdown pass to Sean Schembra from Talmadge Hill. And then a nice one here, Will, as Willie Simmons set up Yusef Kelly.
Nice pump fake, throwing the ball downfield. J.J. McKelvey making a nice play and then able to just give it to their big back, Yusef Kelly, and pound it in the end zone to tie the ball game up.
And then this turnover as Hill lost control. Altroy Bodrick would recover for the Tigers, and then that man again, Derek Hamilton.
That's right. The reverse to Derek Hamilton got him in open field, and he will not be denied putting it in the end zone.
Yeah, Derek Hamilton, a solid first half yet again as he gets the touchdown, and the Tigers lead by 10. Let's take a look at the Shoney's halftime stats as Ball State's moved the ball well. You see on the first downs. Look down those stats. What jumps out at you?
Well, you know, first of all, you see first downs 11-8. That tells you that they've just been moving the ball on this Tiger defense. So they've been able to sustain some drives and keep the Tiger offense off the field. Number one objective for Coach Lynch coming into the ball game.
Well, the Tigers have taken advantage of turnovers. Ball State had a couple of them. The Tigers cashed it into points on 2 occasions, and that's why they lead at halftime, 17-7. And we'll come back with the start of the second half on CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast.